Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn part 2B of active and passive voice. The topic is imperative sentence. Before beginning the imperative concept, let us revise part 1 and part 2. I request the students to refer part 1 and part 2A of active and passive voice, so the concept of imperative sentence would be easy to understand. Okay, let us make a small revision of part 1 and part 2. What did we discuss in part 1? The general basic rule of active and passive voice. That is, I told you that the helping verb of passive voice. Which were the helping verbs of passive voice? That was is, am, are, was, were, been, that is B-E-E-N, and being, that is the fourth form, B-E-I-N-G, and the be form, B-E. That is all that we discussed in part 1. Second point that we discussed in part 1 was verb remains in the third form while changing the sentence from active to passive. This is all that we discussed in part 1. What did we discuss in part 2A? That was about the interrogative sentence. What is the interrogative sentence? In which there is a question mark. I divided that topic into two parts, that is the yes-no type and the WH type. What is the yes-no type? In which the reply is given in either yes or no, that is the yes-no type. And the WH type, those kind of questions in which we cannot reply the answer in yes and no. And I have discussed in detail both the cases with the examples. In this lecture, we are going to learn about the imperative sentence. What is an imperative sentence? We have already discussed this concept in direct and indirect speech. Again, I am repeating the concept. Imperative sentence means the sentence which is used to convey a command, request, or a forbiddance, that is known as, or that is called as, an imperative sentence. Here I have divided imperative sentence into three concepts. First is a kind of an order, second is a kind of a suggestion or advice, and third, that is a kind of a request. Request means the words which can be used in the form of request, that is kindly or please. Please make an important note. While changing from active to passive in the imperative sentence, the subject is to be understood in a sentence. I'm repeating it again. The subject is to be understood in a sentence. It is always the verb plus the object. What did we discuss in the interrogative sentence? The structure of the sentence, that is the subject plus the verb plus the object. Here in the imperative concept, the subject is to be understood. So we need to only focus on the verb plus the object while changing from active to passive. Here also in the imperative sentence, the verb will remain in the third form. I'm repeating it again. While changing from active to passive in the imperative sentence, the verb will remain in the third form and the object becomes the subject. Now you might have the doubt, what is the subject? We need to put certain words that is to be understood, or that is okay. I'll put down certain words. Look at the next slide. Again, imperative sentence I have divided into three concepts, that is the order, the suggestion or an advice, and the request. Verb plus object, the subject is to be understood. Look at the first concept, that is the order. We need to put let plus be. I'm repeating it again. We need to put let plus be. We'll look into the example that is given below so the concept would be clear. Look at the second sentence or the second concept, that is the suggestion and advice, we need to put should plus be. We need to put should plus be. Look at the third concept, that is the request, kindly and please. Instead of kindly and please, we need to put you are requested to. You are requested to. Look at the example, so the concept of imperative sentence would be clear. This is one of the easiest concept while changing from active to passive. Look at the example. Blow the horn. Blow is the verb and the horn is the object. Subject is missing, so that is to be understood. So while changing from active to passive, what we need to put? Let plus be. So see, I have changed the sentence from active to passive. I have put let. Can you see in the answer? Let. Let plus the object becomes the subject. So the horn is at last, so it will come previously. Let the horn be blown. Blow is the second form of the verb. While changing from active to passive, verb will always remain in the third form. Blow, blown. So the answer is let the horn be blown. I hope the concept is clear. I'm repeating it again. Let is to be put first because that is the subject. That is what we have to be understand or understood in the concept, because the subject would be missing in the question. So if it is a kind of an order, I'm repeating it again, if it is a kind of an order in the imperative sentence, we need to put let plus be. So the answer is let the horn be blown. Blown, the verb is in the third form. I hope the concept of order is clear. Same way, the second concept, that is the suggestion and advice, we need to put should plus be. Look at the example. Help the poor people. Help, that is the verb. The poor people, that is the object. Object becomes subject. Verb goes to the third form. Help will become helped. Look at the answer. The poor people should be helped. Look at the answer. The poor people, object becomes a subject, so that will come previously. The poor people should plus be, should be helped. The poor people, that is the object, so that will become the subject, so that will come previously. So that is the poor people should plus be, so that is should be, and help, helped, that is the third form of the verb. So the answer is the answer is the poor people should be helped, because the question is a kind of a suggestion or an advice. We have to understand the question, what kind of question it is. And when we look at the question, we can easily identify whether the question is an order, whether the question is a suggestion or an advice, or whether the question is a request. These are some general examples that I am discussing with you, but the questions that are going to be asked in the board exam, that would be from the chapter. So it would be very easy for you to identify what kind of character is saying, whether it is giving an order, whether it is giving a suggestion, or whether it is giving a request. So you need to even focus on the story while being discussed in the class. Then only you can identify what character give the order, either advice or suggestion, or either a request. Last concept, that is request. Instead of request, we need to write you are requested to. Look at the example. Do it for me kindly. I'm repeating the question again. Do it for me kindly. While changing from active to passive, kindly is to be removed. We cannot use kindly. Now mention in the brackets, see, kindly and please. If there is any kind of words that has been used as kindly and please, we have to remove that words, and instead of that we need to put you are requested to. So here, do it for me is the verb. and kindly, that is the object. So object will be removed, that would be considered as a subject. Object becomes subject. So kindly will be removed. Instead of kindly, which word we are going to put? You are requested to. So the answer is you are requested to do it for me. I hope the concept is clear. One of the easiest concept, that is the imperative sentence. I have given some very simple example so you can understand very easily. I'm repeating the last concept again, that is of request. If there is any word that has been given in the question like kindly or please, we have to remove that thing while changing from active to passive, and we need to put you are requested to, and the remaining part of the sentence will be the same, do it for me. I hope all the three concepts are clear. This was a few practice questions of active and passive voice. I have given four options. Practice it so that your concept would get more stronger and stronger. Thank you.